We welcome you here inside the official Batavia Muckdogs Postgame Show. John Kruba taking you through this one. And all I can say, folks, again, is what a ball game. 6-5, your Batavia Muckdogs improved to 3-1 on the season and 2-0 at home. I'm John Kruba, and what a game this was, really from start to finish. It was nail-biting, twists and turns, crazy base running plays, defense. It had everything you could want and then some in this ball game. And you got to give Batavia an awful lot of credit. They fought back. They were down 2-0 early in this one. And for a while, it seemed like the offense just could not get on track. But as they've done so far this season, they found their groove. They came alive in a pivotal bottom of the sixth inning and ended up scoring a few runs, got back in the ball game. And even after they gave the lead away, they fought back for a key rally in the bottom of the eighth with Alec Mag delivering the game-winning sacrifice fly. But these are the types of character wins that are significant for this team as the season progresses. So again, you don't need to hear it from me. Here's the audio highlights of tonight's game to show you how the Muckdogs got it done. And as always, they're proudly presented to you by the Batavia Muckdogs Baseball Network.
Millville ready to go, and the pitch swung on. Loop could be trouble. On a line towards right field. Stays up long enough. However, runner coming home. Throw is going to be cut off at the mound. So coming across the score is Erickson. That is going to be a sacrifice fly for Kobe Stenson. And in the top of the first, Auburn strikes first. They lead 1-0. And it'll be a 2-ball, 2-strike pitch swung on, looped into right field, could be trouble, lays out, can't make the catch, gets behind him, 1 run will score standing up. Meanwhile, next runner moves up to third and pulling into second with a big hit. There it is again, Kobe Stenson, and Auburn doubles their lead in the top half of the third. It's now 2-0 DoubleDays. And the delivery again, hitter on the move. That is sliced to the gap left center. And that's trouble. It gets down. Goes all the way to the wall. And they're going to send the runner home from third. Here's the throw. Here's the play. The ball gets away from the catcher. That's going to allow the runner to move up to third. And coming across the score, a big RBI double. And I believe the throw is what allowed Brian Fry to get to third, but in any event, the Muckdogs will take it, and the home half of the third with 2 men out. Auburn 2, Batavia 1. Muckdogs on the board. Pitch is swung on, whack. That's going to give Batavia the lead into left center. 1 run scores. 2 run scores, they bobble it. They're going to put the brakes on the runner at third, pulling into second with a huge 2-run double is Tyler Canoe. And Batavia, folks, for the first time tonight, has the lead 3-2 over Auburn. Brady working from the set, the pitch, swung on, hit up the middle off the glove, into center field for a base hit. That'll bring 2 more runs in to score. They'll score standing up and standing on first with a big 2 RBI single. Daniel Burroway, and the floodgates have opened, folks, here in the home half of the 6th inning. Batavia with a 4th spot on the board, a crooked number. They now lead 5-2. It's their largest lead of the game, biggest lead of the game for anybody. How about that? And the pitch hits him, drilled him on the elbow. A run batted in very painfully for Stenson, his 3rd of the game, and it's now 5-3 Batavia in the top half of the 7th. Now the tying runs are in scoring position, lead run on base. Here is the pitch. Swung on and whacked right back up the middle. That is going to tie the game. 1 run scores. Oh, and the center fielder misplayed the ball. 2 runs score easily, and then they recover. Throws back to the infield. Runner slips, tags him out. Throw to the plate, and they got him. Unbelievable. So even with the 2 runs scoring, it somehow turns into a double play. And it'll be a payoff pitch. Reva's ready to go. Here it is. Swung on and a high pop fly to deep left. Let's see if it's deep enough to get the run in. Left fielder makes the catch. Here comes the runner. Throw to the plate is not in time. He is safe. He got underneath the tag of the catcher, and that was Cram, and he does the job again. Alec Mag gives Batavia the 6-5 lead in the home half of the eighth. Once again, payoff pitch, game in the balance. Tying run on second, swung out and missed. It's over. Batavia, your team has won. They are 2-0 at home to start the season. 3-1 overall. They don't blow the lead this time. They get a hard-fought, come from behind 6-5 win against Auburn. And all I can say, folks, is what a ball game.
So there you have it. It's Trey Bacon slamming the door shut as he gets the save and gets the job done, ultimately securing the 6-5 win. And Bacon was an unsung hero in this game for sure. He came in out of a couple tricky situations, and in addition to that, he picks up the save, gets the final outs needed, and again, without him, this game could have certainly had a different outcome. But once more, this was a tug-of-war, back-and-forth game you would expect between two of the top contenders expected to be in this division so far this year. So again, a big win. We've gotten some highlights from it, and at the same time, we've broken it down. Now let's find out what the manager and a couple players, including the player of the game tonight, Trey Bacon, let's hear what he has to say as well as we get some locker room highlights. Again, brought to you by the Muckdogs Baseball Network. Talking here with Coach Skip Martinez following his team's exhilarating 6-5 win. And Coach, certainly not the prettiest game. You guys had a few defensive miscues, but even in spite of that, you guys were able to overcome and get the victory. What do you think that says about your team?
Man, we're gritty. We're gritty. I've been saying it from day one, just to look in their face, the way they go about their business. They are business kind of mentality, business first. And these guys just they believe in each other right away. So it's a good clubhouse we got going on right now. Good chemistry, and I mean they're just a bunch of gritty guys. They just keep grinding out at bats, and even the mistakes, man. That's tough to overcome, but we did it, and so we came out. We were fortunate to come out on top.
And what did you think of your pitching staff tonight? Yes, they gave up 5 runs, but Trey, especially at the end there, coming through, getting the save in that big spot. Yeah. And really, for the most part, your pitching did a good job holding you in this one. What do you think about your pitchers, the way they performed tonight?
Absolutely. I think our pitching staff is pretty gritty. You know what I mean? So I think Millie he battled his 4 innings of work. Gritty performance by him. And, Kenny had his moments. We pick Kenny up. That's what we do as a team. And definitely, I mean, Alex Hale, what a tremendous performance by Alex Hale. And then a great performance by Trey Bacon to close out. He's just a bulldog. We got a bunch of bulldogs on the mound. So I was happy with the outcome. They did their job. And, our pitching staff pretty much kept us in this.
After having sort of that disappointing, tough outbreak yesterday where you had the lead going in and just couldn't hold it, you're still 3-1. You've gotten some big wins against Elmira and now here against Auburn. That was very good coming in at 2-1. What do you also think as far as your team being able to not succumb to what happened yesterday? Today they wrote a totally different script and were able to close it out. How big do you think that is for this team?
I think it's huge going forward, especially, again, like you said, bouncing off that tough loss yesterday. Again, it just shows the grittiness we have in here, the bulldogs that we got in here, and these guys they believe right away. So I think it's huge when you play in the summer and you got a bunch of guys that just refuse to lose, and they believe in each other. So I'm really proud of these guys.
Your lineup certainly also is probably something else you're very proud of. I mean, they continue to put up runs. Even yesterday, they put up 8, and now today they put up 6. They've just been tremendous. As far as their lineup, what can you say about the way this team is hitting right now and putting the ball in play?
We have, we recruited a bunch of bat-to-ball skills this season, and it's showing. So we just got a bunch of guys that are grind down at-bats, quality at-bats after quality at-bat. And it shows. So, I think right now, so far in the season, what's keeping us in this 3-1 predicament, and off to a decent start, is our timely hitting. So we got guys that are coming up big at big times, and it's not just one guy; it's a different guy every day. So our lineup is going to continue to get better throughout the course of the season.
Now, one thing we do have to talk about that I'm sure as a manager, you're never 100% probably happy with a win. You can always find little things to improve on. Your defense did make 5 errors tonight. They made 2 the other night. How concerning is it a little bit? I mean, it's only 4 games in, but as far as the defense goes, your thoughts on that?
I think also we're going to get better defensively, because I think one of our strengths is our pitching and our defense. So I think we're a well-rounded team. So I expect our defense to pick it up. I think it was a couple of miscues there that just the ball play the guys, and they're going to make those mistakes throughout the course of the season. But these are the type of guys that are going to come out here and try to fix it and correct it themselves. And that's what I'm talking about, that professional work ethic, that grittiness. They're just going to come out and work on it. So our defense is going to come around.
And one last thing before I let you go, Coach. As far as you got a good team coming up tomorrow now, you're in the grind, you're in the everyday at home. It's kind of a 2-part question. First, you got Jamestown tomorrow. They're going to be a challenge. So your thoughts on them? And also, your team is 2-0 to open the home season. How important do you think it is to have a home field advantage here at Dwyer Stadium?
Oh, it's important. You got to protect your house. That's how we look at it. You come in here, you come into the dog pound. We're going to try to hold our own here. So that's the main thing, is hold our home court advantage when we have it, and welcome to the dog pound when they come over here.
And then just as far as Jamestown goes, they're going to be a challenging opponent. Your thoughts on them for tomorrow?
Yeah, we played them well last season, towards the end of the season. So we just hope to continue playing. We got to worry about our guys, and we got to worry about our what we do in our clubhouse and our dugout, and let the chips fall where they fall. But our guys will be ready tomorrow.
Coach, thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate it. Congratulations on the hard-fought win.
John, thank you. It's always a pleasure. Thank you for your time.
Now I am here with the closing pitcher tonight for the Batavia Muckdogs, and a guy who definitely stepped up when his team needed him the most, Trey Bacon. And Trey, congratulations on the win. That was obviously very challenging, especially in that 9th inning, knowing you're that close to winning the back-and-forth game. How did you get yourself through it to get the save?
Thank you. I went out there, and I know my team needed me, so I gave it my all, and I stepped up, and I just tried my best to get it done.
Obviously you came in a lot earlier into the game. You came into some tricky spots, but you were able to pull through and get out of those jams. What are you telling yourself as you're going through each one, even before you get the save, as far as just getting those outs and giving your team the chance to win the game and holding them in there?
Yeah, as my job, I come in tough situations, and I just one pitch at a time. That's how I take it, and just execute one pitch, and from there, let the game play itself.
As a pitcher, what is it like? Your offense certainly is not disappointed either. You guys are 3-1, and they have put up a ton of runs on the board. What is it like as a pitcher going out there, knowing you're going out there and support and have this lineup behind you?
Oh, that's huge, especially pitching-wise, knowing that as long as I do my job and I keep it close, it's going to be a good outcome. My team's got my back, I got theirs, and they do their job, I'll do mine.
What do you think tonight, though, was working especially well for you stuff-wise or just command that allowed you to have the success that you ultimately did?
I think I worked off my fastball a lot tonight. I think my off-speed definitely complemented my fastball.
You guys now are 3-1. You get this huge win. You picked up the 2 wins against Elmira to open the season. So you're 3-1 on the year, and you're 2-0 at home. How big do you think that is for this club's confidence, having sort of not only the good start, but establishing home field here at Dwyer Stadium?
I think that's huge. I think our problem last year was we weren't too strong at home, and I think having that strong protecting the house here is going to also bring in the fans, keep our energy up, keep us rolling.
The crowd certainly was into it, the atmosphere and everything like that, and knowing how critical it was to get those outs, especially after yesterday, how do you sort of tune that out so that you can get the save and throw the strikes that you need to?
I wouldn't say I tune it out, but I channel it. I channel it into what I need to use to execute.
All right, one last thing, Trey. You got Jamestown coming in tomorrow. That's going to be another challenge, quick turnaround. Just your thoughts on this team being 3-1 and going in and facing them.
Yeah, Jamestown's a pretty good team, but I think if we play the way we have been playing, I think we should be out on the winner.
Trey, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. Congrats on the save, and congrats on the win.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Standing here with one of the big heroes of the game tonight, Brian Fry. And Brian, your offensive game, we covered it a little bit on the post-game show, how clutch you were. When you're going through this was quite a roller coaster game. How does it feel to contribute to the winning rally that ultimately seals your team the win?
It feels good. Whatever I can do to help the team win is what I'm going to do. And me just so happened to get a hit at the end helped, and that's about it, really.
So as you're going through that bottom of the 8th inning and trying to take the lead after having the 5-2 lead earlier and have it get away, as you're going through that bottom of the 8th inning, what's going through your mind?
I really was just thinking get on base and then see what happens from there. There's a good chance when you get the leadoff runner on that you'll score, and that's really what I had to do right there.
And then in the 9th inning, Trey Bacon came on. He was huge today. He got the save. He got you guys out of some jams. How, as a fielder, does it feel playing behind somebody like that? And what do you think of the way Trey pitched tonight?
Oh, it feels good. When you have a guy who go in there, throw strikes, and control every pitch, you know that while he's throwing strikes, there's going to be contact, most of it weak contact, and that makes it easier for the fielders to field. And while he's throwing strikes and not walking guys, it makes it easier to stay in the game.
And as far as your offense, that was something that everybody was excited about as far as coming into this season. They were buzzing about it in Batavia. You guys certainly have lived up to that billing so far. You had the 14 runs in the 2 games against Elmira, and then you had the 6 tonight. And what do you think is going on with your lineup right now? It's allowing it to click so effectively.
Everybody here is a good hitter, and we know that. And the way our lineup's set up, there's not really an easy out in our order. And guys are putting at-bats together, doing what they have to do to get on base and score runs. Everybody's really coming together.
3-1 now is your record, and you're 2-0 at home. And how important do you think that it is as far as to establish a home field advantage here early, that you're going to be a tough out no matter who comes into your building to play?
I think it's really big, especially with the stretch of home games we got coming up. It's always good to have a lot of fans behind you, which Batavia really supports us, and we're grateful for that. And when other teams are coming in here and seeing that our fans are loud and we got everybody behind us, it's kind of intimidating.
Now, in this game, there were certainly some missed chances on both sides. And when you're playing a team like Auburn, it was really good. How do you guys keep yourselves? You might be frustrated that you didn't cash in on certain opportunities, but you still just came to life in that bottom of the 6th. And then from there, you continue to have good at-bats. What allows your team, do you think, to shake off maybe some other missed opportunities and keep going?
I think the one word to describe it is gritty. Not one guy in our dugout thought that we were going to lose that game. Even when they went up in the first inning or whatever, we knew we'd be able to score against the guys that they were throwing. And we never count ourselves out no matter what the score is.
And one final thing as far as playing, you got another home game tomorrow against another tough opponent in Jamestown. How are you feeling about this team going into that matchup?
I feel like the energy is really high with this team now, especially after pulling out a win like that. And hopefully we can keep it rolling into tomorrow.
And Brian, on that note, thank you so much. Congratulations with your big inning and your team getting the 6-5 win. Congrats again. Thank you for the time.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Once again, we hope you have enjoyed those post-game highlights. As always, brought to you proudly by the Batavia Muckdogs Baseball Network. Before we sign off here, we want to get you some PGCBL scores from around the league on this Monday evening. In the West Division, it was Geneva getting a 4-2 win over Niagara. Power, you remember, are the ones who beat the Muckdogs the other night. Their only loss of the season. So Batavians, you can be happy to know that team lost tonight. Again, 4-2, your final score at the hands of Geneva. It was Newark over Jamestown, 8-5. In the East Division, it was the Dutchmen beating the defending champs, the Saugerties Stallions, by a final count of 7-6. And lastly, we have Amsterdam, who beat Glen Falls by a final count of 9-5. Looking ahead now for the Muckdogs, they'll be back in action again tomorrow night at 7 o'clock, weather permitting, as they get ready to take on the Jamestown Tarp Skunks for the first time this season. Again, another big matchup between these two divisional rivals. I'll be on the air with you at 7 o'clock with the call, but until then, this is John Kruba signing off. Thank you for tuning in to the official Batavia Muckdogs postgame show. One more time, your final score in a wild and wacky roller coaster ride of a ball game. it was Batavia emerging on top with a 6-5 win tonight as they beat the Auburn DoubleDays. I'm John Kruba. For our entire crew, thank you for tuning in, and good night. Go Muck Dogs. They're 3-1.